You guys like to welcome you guys to another one take discussion. I guess that's what I'm actually calling this, a one take discussion. Oh well, fuck it. It's all I said it now, so that's pretty much the title for it. I want to talk about like the Oscars and what can save the Oscars. You ask what you mean save the Oscars? The Oscars don't need saving, and not yet. But in a sense, eventually it's gonna kind of need saving because you got to think about one thing. This year was the lowest rated Oscars ever, like ever in like viewership. I think it was like 26 million, and it was like fell 19% from last year's viewership. So you got to think like what could they what could the Academy do to, you know what I'm saying, get viewership back up. Another reason I think viewership is down, people stream a lot of things. A lot of people just look at stuff on YouTube after the fact, or they just look up the windows and stuff. Social media pretty much gives you the breakdown to every single thing that's going on. Another thing I would say is there are a lot of other different factors that play in when I'm thinking about that other than just the streaming. If we just take away, hey, maybe take away the streaming, take away the everybody doesn't necessarily watch the Oscars on like television. You have to start thinking like what other things probably affecting like the Oscars viewership. And for me, although it was another statistic I want to give you guys, uh, which I can't think of right now, but it must not been important. I might have already said it, just not been thinking about it. But you thinking about some things that could potentially save the Oscars. Starting with one, he had six claws and made $750 million at the box office. All I'm saying, do you? I think view. Listen, I'm just now. Listen, I'm a comic book fan. You guys know I'm pretty biased towards comic book movies and stuff like that. But you have to think about it. Logan, Logan was a phenomenal, phenomenal film that pretty much like, you know what I'm saying, surpassed like the genre period. And you look at the story and you look at the performance in it, it had everything to be a Oscar movie. And when you take and listen, you take and then you look at that and you look at some of the other movies that were nominated. I could have easily put Logan over four, five of those other films. Most definitely, you know, without a question. But I think the Academy's gonna have to broaden their horizon because some of these films are just being. I don't want to say they're being nominated just for the sake of being nominated, but I think I said in the video yesterday there aren't Oscar films there are films that win Oscars. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there should be like a certain type of Oscar film. A film should have to go like certain type of bylaws and to be nominated for an Oscar. That's my argument with like the comic book movies because I would have put Logan in there over. Phantom Thread definitely. Darkest Hour. Darkest Hour to me had a phenomenal performance, but you know what I'm saying. As far as like story, you really didn't get nothing because if you look at it, it's like 5 years later, so and so happened, and then right after, like you just got Winston Churchill's Rising, but you never really got into the events after that. So it's kind of like, and I feel like Logan is a complete. I feel like Logan was a complete story. Me also like Disaster. It's just, I think the Academy should start taking a look at some of these box office numbers and the critical and fan reception for some of these films, these big blockbusters, because it's just as hard to make those films that it is to make one of these smaller bits because you have to add in effects of all these big features and stuff they got going, plus the emotional back support that I mean the emotional support playing in like the background that pretty much hold the film all the way together. Like for example, Black Panther, Wonder Woman. I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me with Wonder Woman, but for me, it was my favorite film of last year. That's just personal, personal preference. But you got when you look at something like that, you probably could look at like Patty Jenkins for a nom, or it's just different films like War for the Planet of the Apes, Blade Runner 2049. All these films that are like big blockbusters, but still have like critical uh, and audience like appeal. And I feel like a lot of times they just do like the only films that are being nominated. It was a long time I didn't watch the Oscars because it's like, why would I watch it? I know I know the type of movies that are being nominated, and they have no appeal to like a wide audience. You know, and you try to you give them like some of like the smaller awards, but you're not really putting them on. You give them the smaller awards, so you don't have to give them the appeal or the recognition of these other films, in which they are sometimes better than, but are just as good as, you know. And so that's why, believe me, let's just think about it. If Logan would have been nominated, or Logan, Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins, anything like that would have been nominated for an Oscar, do you know how many more viewers they would have got? Just think about that. All right, give me a second. Give me a second. My phone sometimes tends to overheat, so I have to keep check on it. I have to keep check on it. But another thing is that a lot of the time, I get to the point, like, a lot of my partner said, man, I'm gonna watch it just because you watching it. Uh, Simply because I get tired of the whole political aspect being through in my face. And me and him have like similar political views on stuff. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want politics in everything that I watch. I sometimes just want to sit down and enjoy stuff. And I know some of the fans just like, oh, nah, it's going to be a whole bunch of Donald Trump jokes and different stuff like that. Because a lot of times, I'm not going to even cap, I don't keep up with a lot of politics. That's just me. I don't give a fuck about the shit. It's just not my thing. And so a lot of the jokes they be saying, I'm like, going on my head. I'm paying attention to that. Like, I think it should be. It takes away a lot of the focus from the show. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like we're supposed to ignore everything that's going on in the world. Of course, we should address it, but I don't think you're supposed to like fist it into everybody. That's true. That's pretty much simple as it is. I think another thing that kind of like turn people off is the fact of how they try to. I'm a black man, 100% black, but the way like white dudes are kind of still like, yo, why am I being punished and talked about for making films or getting like film achievement? That's all. I'm just making movies. Like I seen like white dude, like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm a black man and I understand other people like decisions, but it's like, damn, a white man probably think like, yo, I'm being attacked just because I made a good film and I'm getting recognized for it. I shouldn't have to feel bad for doing something that I love or I felt that was good work. Of course, we need to expand the horizon, but I never had to dim somebody else's light so mine can shine. Never. I feel like a lot of times that's what people kind of do. Like, let's one instance in it, for example, Emma Stone, what she did. She, regardless of what how she thinks she did it, she really blew it. And she said these four male directors, and these four directors and Greta Gerwig. I was looking like, listen, couldn't have been me. Camera cut to me, I'd have been looking straight with the silly face. Hold up, what is you talking about? Because you had Jordan Peele, a black man. Uh, you had two white men, Steven Spielberg and what is Steven Spielberg? Yeah, Steven Spielberg and uh, what is his fucking name? Paul Thomas Anderson. And you had, like I said, you had Jordan Peele, a black man, and Guillermo del Toro, a Mexican. I think that Guillermo Mexican, and Greta Gerwig, a white woman. It's pretty balanced. It's like balanced. The force is balanced. So, you know what I'm saying? The force is pretty balanced. So, you kind of like shit on the other foe to boost her up. Like, yo, like, come on, man. You got to know how to do it. She tried to do what Natalie Portman did. When Natalie Portman did it, it was funny. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's still kind of like, when she did, I was kind of like, yo, Like nobody finna make me. You kind of making people feel bad for winning, which nobody should have to. So it's just kind of different things. Some of the jokes, you know what I'm saying, was cool, but you could tell by watching it. I enjoyed the Oscars a lot, but you could tell while watching it. It just seemed like it was an uneasy feeling or tension in the room the entire time. Maybe because a lot of these people had know they had sexual allegations that's pretty much coming, and they didn't want it to hit during the show. But it's just a lot. Like so, and it displayed off the screen. It shot out until this. I told y'all the camera cut from time to time. I got hot. But anyway, what I was saying, it was an uneasy feeling in the room, and it pretty much everybody at home could tell. I watched all three. And another thing they need to do. Let me tell you, I want to say the Oscars because this was the 90th Academy Award. This should have been big. 90? That's a lot. Okay. 90. I probably don't live to 90 because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But it should have been bigger than what it was. Let me tell you what things I can say to the Oscars. Three things, is just my opinion. Broaden the what's the name? Broaden the scope of it. Not and expand your views on different movies. You know what I'm saying? It's take into more consideration to some of these other movies, big blockbusters, and other things of the sort, because that's gonna give you a fighting chance. Cut the damn time down. Them things for 3.5 hours, man. Cut the damn time down. Shit, that's a long damn time. Hey, thought I got paid for it by the time I was through watching it, and make the Oscars about the Oscars. You know, make it about the Oscars. Because that's what people want. That's what people watching it for. They're watching it for these movies. They're not watching it for all this other stuff. Now, you can put some of that stuff in there. Don't get me wrong. Don't take all the shit out because some of the shit still really need to be addressed, especially on a stage like that. But still make it about the movies and the films and these filmmakers and these people who work so hard. These people who worked hard on these films. Make it about them. Because let's just be honest, if it wasn't for them, and if it wasn't for us, Oscar would be nothing. So that's just my opinion. I don't know nothing. I'm just a nigga sitting on the porch. But let me know what you guys think and say if the Oscars bad. Like, subscribe. You guys know the damn deal. Catch you a few motherfuckers later.